Hey, Jason here from Simply Swider. So if your Insignia washer is throwing that E4 error code and stopping mid-cycle, don't worry. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to fix it in about 15 minutes. Good news is most of the time it's something you can handle yourself without calling a repair tech. Before we get started, if you run into any questions, jump into our Facebook group, links in the description. We've got thousands of people helping each other fix their appliances, and I pop in there daily to help out. So the most common cause, and I'm talking about probably 80% of the E4 codes I see, is just an unbalanced load. Here's what happens. Your washer tries to spin up, but the clothes are all bunched up on one side, so it goes out of balance. The machine's smart enough to try fixing this 3 times, but if it can't, boom, E4 error, and everything stops. You'll know this is your problem when you open that lid and see all your clothes wadded up in one spot, maybe a heavy rug or blanket that's twisted around everything else. I had this customer last month call me in a panic. Her washer kept stopping with the E4 code. Turned out she was trying to wash one heavy comforter by itself. Here's your step-by-step fix. First, open the lid and remove all clothes from the drum. Second, redistribute items evenly around the entire drum. Think of it like balancing weight on a clock face. Third, untangle any twisted items completely. For heavy items like rugs or comforters, add 2 or 3 towels on the opposite side for balance. Finally, close the lid and restart your cycle. This fixes the problem 9 times out of 10. Another thing that'll cause that E4 error is if your washer isn't sitting level. When the machine's tilted or wobbly, it can't balance properly during the spin cycle, especially with heavier loads. You'll usually hear excessive noise or feel the washer vibrating way more than it should. Sometimes it'll even walk across the floor. Here's how to check. Grab a standard bubble level, any 12-inch level will work, and place it on top of your washer, checking front to back, then side to side. If those bubbles aren't centered, you'll need to adjust the leveling feet at the bottom using an adjustable wrench or pliers. Most of these Insignia washers have adjustable leveling feet. Just turn them to raise or lower each corner until everything's sitting nice and level. Make sure the washer isn't touching any walls or cabinets too, because that can throw off the balance. If you're on a weak or bouncy floor, that can cause problems too, but there's not much you can do about that short of reinforcing the floor. Now, if you're getting the E4 error constantly, even with small loads that are perfectly balanced, you might be looking at failed suspension rods or springs. These are the internal parts that keep the wash basket stable during the spin cycle. When they go bad, the washer can't maintain balance no matter what you do. Here's how you'll know. The E4 code pops up with every load, no matter how small or how evenly distributed. You might hear a mild groaning sound when you manually move the drum around. To test this, unplug your washer first for safety, then try spinning the basket by hand with the lid open. It should move smoothly in all directions without catching, grinding, or making clicking sounds. If you hear metal on metal noise or feel the basket catch as it moves, that's a clear sign your suspension system is failing. Here's the thing about fixing this. You're going to want to replace all 4 rods and springs as a kit, even if only one is broken. They usually fail around the same time, and you don't want to tear into the washer again in 6 months. This is a more involved repair. You'll need to disconnect power and get underneath the machine to access these parts. If you're not comfortable with that level of repair, this might be where you call someone like me. All right, so here's the deal with the E4 code. It's all about balance issues. Your washer is basically saying, hey, something's not right with the spin cycle. Now I'm going to walk you through the most common causes, starting with the super simple stuff that fixes it 90% of the time. Then we'll work our way up to the more involved repairs. Most of these you can handle yourself, and trust me, it beats paying someone like me $150 to come out and redistribute your laundry. Okay, so this isn't really a part, but it's worth mentioning. Redistributing your clothes costs you absolutely nothing except a couple minutes of your time. The washer actually tries to fix balance issues automatically up to 3 times before giving up and showing you that E4 code. So when you manually spread out those clothes, you're just finishing what the machine was trying to do on its own. This fixes the majority of E4 errors, and it's something anybody can do. No tools, no parts, no experience needed. The leveling feet themselves rarely need replacement, but you might need to adjust the lock nuts that hold them in place. If the feet are stripped or damaged, you're looking at maybe 10 to 15 bucks each to replace them. Most hardware stores carry universal washer feet, or you can order them online. This is definitely a DIY repair if you need new feet. Just make sure you've got the right thread size. Keep in mind that if you're on a weak floor, even perfectly level feet won't completely solve vibration issues. Now, here's where it gets more expensive. A complete suspension rod and spring kit will run you anywhere from $40 to $80, depending on where you shop. The thing about these Insignia washers is they're made by Midea, and the suspension systems are pretty similar to what you'll find in LG, Samsung, or even some Whirlpool machines. You can find these parts at places like Part Select, Repair Clinic, or sometimes even Amazon. This is a moderate to advanced DIY repair. You'll need basic tools and you'll be working underneath the washer. If your washer is already a few years old and you're seeing other problems, you might want to think twice about putting $80 into suspension parts. If all the mechanical fixes fail and you're still getting that E4 error, you might be looking at a bad control board. This is the most expensive repair. You're probably looking at anywhere from $100 to $200 for the part alone. Here's the problem with these Insignia washers: they're not designed for easy repair. The wiring often goes directly into the control board without proper harnesses, and the wire gauges might not even match up. Here's the bottom line: if your washer is over 5 years old or costs less than $400 new, don't bother with a control board replacement. You're better off putting that $200 toward a new machine. Only consider this repair if your washer is under 3 years old and still under warranty. Now you can see right there on your screen the most common Insignia models that have this E4 balance issue. Take a look. You might spot your own model number up there. These are mostly the top load models with the eco sensor feature, and they're all made by Midea. Don't worry about memorizing those model numbers. Just know that if you've got one of these budget Insignia washers, this E4 error is pretty common. That's how you tackle the Insignia E4 error code. Here's your action plan. Step 1, try redistributing your load right now. This fixes 80% of E4 errors in under 5 minutes. Step 2, if that fails, check your washer's level using a bubble level. Step 3, if you're still getting E4 errors after both fixes, it's time to test those suspension rods or consider that your control board might be failing. The reality is these washers were built to hit a low price point, so don't expect them to last forever. Sometimes fixing the balance issue buys you a couple more years, and sometimes it's a sign that it's time to start shopping for something more reliable. If this helped you get your washer working again, hit that like button and drop a comment below. Let me know which fix worked for you. Really helps other people with the same problem. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. We'll get this out to more folks who need to save some time and money. Thanks for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day.